Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It's Freddie Greer Time Media from Black Cat Gym in Mexia, Texas. We're fixing to get ready to watch the Fairfield Lady Eagles take on the Mexia Fighting Lady Cats. We've got about 6 minutes here before we get things kicked off. We're expecting a loud, rowdy crowd here in the gym here in Mexia as our JV boys and girls team both won tonight. The boys put it on pretty good by about 25 or so, and the girls won by 1 at the very end. So to start the evening off, we've done very well. And now we're going to get you to the two main games of the evening, the varsity girls, and following them will be the varsity boys. It's a big tilt in this district as Fairfield is coming in on fire, and Mexia has lost 3 district games by a total of 4 points, I believe. So it's time for them to get in the win column and get things rolling. They've been in every ball game. They just haven't been able to pull them out. I'm going to go over the Lady Cats roster right now as we have number 1, sophomore, Corell Davis. Number 4, Precious Daly. She's a junior. Number 5, Najane Lee. She's a junior. Micaiah Miller's a freshman. Jaslyn Gibson's a junior. Jabrina Brooks is a freshman. Yasmin Green is a junior. Kiana Mora is a junior. Oasis Keener is the lone senior that the Lady Cats have. Tamara Smith is a junior. Kristen Shepard's a sophomore. And Sabrina Davis is a sophomore. We'll get you the starting lineup as we get closer to tip-off. The Fairfield Lady Eagles roster, we got Jada Clark at number 2. Jarila Daniels at number 3. Kaylee Adams at 5. Brianna Dow at number 10. Number 13 is Ayanna Larkin. Number 15, Essence Watkins. Number 20 is Shadeja Brackens. Number 21 is McKenna Brackens. 22 is Belle Johnson. 23, Emeria Davis. 25, Talia Simpson. And number 34, Braden Bozier. And we'll get you their starting 5. Freddie, we went to Palestine the other night, and that was the first game we've gotten a call this year. But the girls looked really good. They come back in the second quarter and kept it close throughout the rest of the game. Can you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So what did you think about the game the other night, the first one that we got to call between Palestine and Mexia?
That's the girls' game?
That was girls.
I mean, it was a pretty good game. I kind of stressed like last week. You know, when the girls are shooting, it's always important to follow your shot.
Yes. They were cold in Palestine last week. It got cold on the way, and they just continued and carried it on into the gym. And they were cold most of the night. But now we're back here in Black Cat Gym, Lady Cat Gym, and hopefully we're going to be on fire tonight and pull the victory out of here. Well, we got 3 minutes to go. We're going to give you a media timeout, and we'll be back with your starting lineups and a tip ball from Lady Black Cat Gym in Mexia, Texas. At Black Cat Gym, both Lady Cats and the Eagles are taking the bench, getting ready to start off this big game here in district. We as fans of the Black Cats know that this is a very important game, and from the outset and the tip, we're going to have to take the ball, take control, and play with these Lady Eagles and pull a victory out here at home. As we got 3 referees tonight, the Lady Cats will sit on. We're on the visitor side, so when I say left to right, the goal on the east side will be on my left, and the goal on the right side will be on the right. And so we'll be going left to right, right to left, and the Black Cats, their home bench is on the right side, so they'll be shooting at the east basketball goal on the left to start out with, and the Lady Eagles will be shooting at the west basketball goal right here on our right. We're going to be joined in by Wallace High tonight. They're getting ready to announce the starting lineups for both teams. We'll take a moment here and we'll go to a media break, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. We got through with our national anthem. And we are to get all set here to get the starting lineups for both teams. Number 2, Jada Clark will be starting. Number 3, Jayler Daniels. Number 10, Brianna Dow.
34, Braden Bozier. And
we got Precious Daly as a starter. Najee Lee. Yasmin Green will be starting. And Chrislyn Shepard will be our last starter. Well, that's the 2 starting lineups have been announced. Both teams will go back to the bench, and we're finna get ready for tip-off, Wallace.
yeah, this Mexia versus Fairfield matchup is always one of the most anticipated games of the season. Here is Fairfield's kind of proven to be the rival for Mexia here in district play, as they're really the only surrounding town right now that's still in the same district with Mexia, the same state classification as Mexia after
we'll
the last realignment.
This year.
Right, after this year they'll drop down to 3A, Mexia will stay 4A. So right now, unless they schedule each other in the pre-district games, then it's going to be these games are going to really stand for some bragging rights as you'll be able to say that you were the last one to beat each other when you were in district or not. You know, you're going to have two pretty young teams taking the floor tonight.
Well, here we have tip-off.
Mahia controls the tip. Oasis Keener gives to Precious Daly. Swings it around to Yasmin Green, who swings it over to Micaiah. The ball's deflected out of bounds off Fairfield. Mahia will have it out of bounds under their own basket. Inbounds to Keener. Green dribbles out top. She passes it back to Keener in the post, who dumps it down, and it's a turnover, a steal by Fairfield. So they push the ball ahead. There's going to be a layup by number 2, Jada Clark, for Fairfield as they take the early lead.
Mahia inbounds it as they're working up the press, as we said, right to left. As Green crosses midcourt, and they're just going to set their offense up here with Precious Daly.
She swings it to Green. Green works over and throws up a floater that hits the rim, rattles in off the backboard, and drops and ties the game 2-2. Fairfield brings it back up the court. Mahia settles back into zone defense. Looks like there's more. It's a kind of transformed into a man zone. And now they've went out more so into man-to-man as Oasis Keener's checking up on her player. And they're going to get a basket and the foul. It'll be number 34, Braden Bozier for Fairfield, was able to bank in a layup and drew the contact from Micaiah Miller of Mahia. So Bozier will go to the line for the free throw. She does convert for the three-point play. So Mahia inbounds quickly. Green pushes the tempo up the court. She shoots a floater, bounces off the rim, and ricochets back to Green for the rebound. And it's a steal by Fairfield as they push the pace again, and it's going to be a nice pass over to number 3 that time, Jarrell Daniels.
As the Cats bring it back up, it's number 4 for the Lady Cats, Precious Daly, is running down the lane and just does a teardrop and takes it off the backboard, makes it 4-7. As Fairfield brings it back up. Of course, Mahia's running that man-to-man that they've run the last 2 games. Got it out here on the right wing. Number 2 for Fairfield is
Clark.
Jade Clark, and she's out of control.
She's going to get called for a traveling call there. She just seemed to lose her footing and slipped and fell down to the ground. Mahia looks to inbounds. And they do get it in. And
so Precious Daly is caught in the back.
Oh,
she's just
and
she
she
throws
it away.
That's a bad series for Mahia there.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen 2 players now slip in that exact same spot, so you got to think there's maybe some sweat or something, some type of moisture down there on the floor that they may want to try to wipe up.
So Fairfield's going to swing it out to the left. On the wing, they go down to the right block.
Good defense by Keener, and
number 34.
Braden Bozier again, who's able to grab the rebound and go back up.
She's just got the height on everybody.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we're going to see tonight. Fairfield has a lot of height over on their team, and Mahia doesn't really match up well height-wise. Oh, Bozier misses the free throw.
Bad free throw, and Green's got it, pushing it up the court. She goes to the middle, spin back to the bottom, and they're going to call a foul on the block.
There's going to be a travel call. She slid that foot as she went to the spin move.
I thought they might call the blocking foul before the travel, but they got her first. So now Fairfield's just sitting up down here on our right. They got it down here on the right, passing it down 34, down low to their height. And she's just dominating.
Yeah, she's just reaching over the top, grabbing rebounds. And that time I think they're going to get her for a foul as Green was able to get good position that time on the rebound, and they put Bozier on her back as they came down, and Bozier picked up the foul.
Wallace, as well as anything, the only thing you can do about height is block out.
Right. Mahia's going to have to do a great job of blocking up. And that ball's down on the ground, and it's tied up. The alternate possession will go give the ball to Fairfield.
So Fairfield will be inbounds down here on the left-hand side and across the midcourt right here, coming down to the right, setting up their offenses. Mejia's in their man-to-man.
Oh, and that was great defense by Daly, and then she was knocked over. So Fairfield was able to get back to the ball, and it's knocked away again, and now steal by Lee. Ball, who gets the ball to Daly, pushes up the court to Green. And Green dribbles down, and she throws up a floater that bounces off the rim. Green gets her own rebound, and then she's going to be fouled, looks like by number 10 that time.
Well, on this foul down here at the other end, did they get 34 for over the back, or did they get 10 for the reach around?
They got 34 Bozier down on this end. That time they got 10, who's Brianna Dial on the hold.
And that's one thing that killed Mejia the other night in Palestine.
Yeah,
was free throws. We missed free throw after free throw.
Yeah, Mejia's going to have to do a good job of making free throws. You know, and Fairfield just subbed that time, and now they only have 4 players on the court. They subbed out. They subbed out 5 players, and only 4 came in on the court. So they're playing 4-on-5 right now.
Well, if you're going to beat them, this is the way to beat them.
Oh, and and you know, they only had 4 players, but they ran their offense and got the luck of some balls bouncing the right way, and that time they ended up picking up a foul on Mejia, so there was no harm done while they only had the 4 players on the court.
Actually worked to their advantage right there, and getting a foul on Mejia.
And that Mejia's going to have to try to stay out of foul trouble, especially the bigs for Mejia, because and that's going to be a 3-pointer by number 23, Emery Davis for Fairfield, and she caught it in the deep corner off the inbounds. Precious Daly pushes it up and throws up the floater that misses, and Oasis Keener's able to get the rebound. She shoots the jumper and caroms off the rim as well. Fairfield gets the rebound, and they're pushing the court. Nice pass, and that's Davis again for 2. Inbound.
We're going to have a foul here on Fairfield, number 23.
It's going to be Davis on the foul that time, and she was trying to get the steal on the inbounds pass and just ran into the Mejia player and knocked her over. You know, we don't get to talk too much during this game because they're playing real fast pace. As Daly pushes the court again, and she shoots up a little floater that misses. It's going to be off Fairfield, and Mejia continue with their possession under their own basket. So it'll be baseline out of bounds here for Mejia.
You're going to have to move around and get open for Green. And she almost got a 5-second call there.
And Lee drives and takes it to the goal. She's able to pick up a foul at that time.
The thing is, Wallace, watching this game, Mejia has shot and shot and shot, but the ball's nowhere near going in. We're not.
And that's going to be the second foul on Davis there as Lee was able to drive in and get pressure on her. And she misses the first free throw. You know, Jeremy, what they're going to what's happening is that Fairfield's length is really affecting Mejia. You know, they're able to run with them speed-wise, but as they get closer to the goal and Fairfield gets their arms stretched out and up, it's making those shots difficult, and Mejia's having to try to shoot around them, and that ball's not getting to the rim the way they're used to.
We made a free throw finally, so that's going to put Fairfield up 14-5 with 3 minutes, 32 seconds left, and they're pushing it back down the court once again, Wallace. Out here to the right wing. She's going to drive in and pass out to the left wing. She swings it over to
Brackens, and Brackens puts up the 3, and it's good. And Mejia inbounds, and the ball's being pushed up the court. Keener has it, and she goes right into it, and there's that length again from Fairfield as Bozier was able to block that shot that Keener put up in the air. It did go out of bounds off of Fairfield, so Mejia will retain possession on the baseline. So they look to inbounds, and the ball goes to Keener. And she backs Bozier down, and she tries a turnaround shot that just doesn't get to the rim.
Brackens for Emery Davis has pushed it in. Oh, I'm sorry.
Brackens up top
Simpson
with the
had
ball. And she dribbles down. Simpson in the post tries to get it there, and it's bobbled. And while the ball was loose, Bozier tried to pick it up, and she just stumbled, and they got her for a travel. So Mejia will take over. Baseline out of bounds under the Fairfield Gold. We have Green inbounding. Mejia breaks. Lee takes the pass, gets it back to Green. Green dribbles up the court. She gets a screen up top from Shepard. She passes it off. Shepard gets it back. A nice head fake. She gets to the goal, and the layup just rolls off the rim. Bozier rebounds, pushes up to Simpson. Simpson's pushing the court.
And Green comes in and knocks it out.
She knocks it away. Fairfield's able to get the loose ball back. And Brackens takes it strong to the goal. And that ball is knocked out of bounds that time by Mejia. So Fairfield will keep the ball under their own basket here on the baseline out of bounds. Mejia sets up in defense.
They're going to run a 2-3 out of bounds here.
Pass in to Brackens. And that'll be Shadeja Brackens, who passes it down low, and it's deflected by Mejia out of bounds, so Fairfield will have to inbound it once again with 2:02 left and Fairfield leading 17-5. Passes in to Brackens. It's McKenna Brackens who passes it back to Daniels, who shoots up the three and is not able to connect, but the rebound goes out of bounds off of Mejia. So Fairfield will get another crack at it, Jeremy, and Mejia's not able to get these rebounds right now, and so Fairfield's getting 3 and 4 chances each time, and that time Bozier takes the inbound pass over the top, and there's a foul called against Jabrian Brooks as she was trying to defend a much taller player that time.
And she misses her first shot on 2 free throws. She'll have 1 more remaining. We get ready for the second free throw here. She rattles that one out. And Fairfield tips it out of bounds off of Talia Simpson.
And Mejia's just struggling right now, Jeremy, trying to get a rebound. That size for Fairfield is giving them all kinds of problems. And that time, Bozier's able to get her hands up and deflect the inbounds. Pass over to Brackens, who just gives a big move and bangs down low and puts the layup in. Pass over the top to Keener, and she pushes the ball down the court, drops it off to Shepard, puts it on the floor. And Simpson, great defensive play of knocking it away and then getting down on the court
Fairfield
to get to
calls
the
a
ball.
timeout while they have it.
Yeah, and they were able to get a timeout while she was on the floor with the ball before the tie-up.
Well, we're going to take a media break, and we'll be back in 30 seconds to bring you Lady Cat basketball from Black Cat Gym.
To Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Park, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
As we're back at Lady Cat Gym here in Mejia, Texas, we got the Mejia Lady Cats hosting the Fairfield Eagles. Fairfield Lady Eagles, and they're physically inbound down here on the left side. Wallace Fairfield is just pretty much out rebounding and out shooting Mejia right now.
Yeah, and Fairfield comes in as one of the top teams in the state, and you can tell with the way they play, with the length and size they have. And there's a missed shot by Brackens, and then Shadeja Brackens picks up the rebound and puts it up and in for 2. And right now they're just outmatching Mejia. Mejia's not able to keep up with them in size and rebounding or in scoring down low. And that time, Najee Lee was able to get the ball inside and go up and draw a foul that time. And it was called on number 25 for Fairfield, Simpson there. So Najee Lee will go to the line for 2 free throws. She puts the first in, and that's one thing that they're going to have to do. They're going to have to capitalize on each one of the possessions they get and any breakdown they're able to find in the Fairfield defense. As she misses the second free throw, Bozier rebounds, kicks it out to Brackens. Brackens over to Shadeja Brackens, who throws a
Green gets back.
Not so prompt bounce pass across court, and Mejia's able to knock it away and knock it out of bounds. So Fairfield will inbound from under their goal. Pass out to Shadeja Brackens, who puts up the 3, and it's good.
As Fairfield's dead on right now in threes, they've made their last 3 attempts. And Mejia's got the ball. Green's driving down the lane.
Yeah. On the block attempt by McKenna Bracken, she picked up the foul that time. So Green will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. That's the one thing, though, Jeremy, here in the first quarter, Fairfield already has 16 fouls. So, the next foul, Mejia will be in the bonus. So you want to try to take advantage of that, and maybe you can pick up some fouls and get some quick, easy buckets at the free throw line. It'll be to your advantage as Green makes the first and then misses the second.
Fairfield comes down with the rebound.
Brackens pushes ahead to Shadeja Brackens, who drives to the lane.
Oh, she throws it up. A prayer's answered.
Yeah, she throws it up and in and picks up the foul against Precious Daly that time. So she'll get a chance for 3 here, as the layup was good. Jeremy, it just looks like Fairfield's playing downhill this whole first quarter. They're going straight at the Mejia defense, and Mejia really hasn't had an answer for stopping it.
Well,
and Brackens misses the free throw badly, and it doesn't draw iron, so it'll be a violation, and Mejia will take over.
When you can't rebound and you're not making your shot, it's going to be a long night. I don't care who you're playing, but
right.
Fairfield's just on a different level in this first quarter.
And another turnover by Mejia. And then
got a scrum on the ground.
Miller's able to get down on the ground and tie it up. And then the possession arrow will give it to Mejia. Like you said, Mejia's missing shots. And when that ball bounces off, Fairfield's getting all the rebounds, and then they're outlet passing it. And then it seems like it's a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 fast break every time. As Jabrian Busby brings it up, and it's knocked away by Fairfield from the back. It goes out of bounds, and it'll stay Mejia's ball. Yasmin Green will stand over on the sideline looking to inbound. Oh, and Brackens is able to get a hand on the inbound pass and just knock it away and steal it. And then she throws a pass that almost gets away, and Miller makes an effort, and Miller made an effort to try to get that steal. And she deflected it, and Bozier was able to catch it and just turn around and put it in for 2. And she's just shooting over the top of the Mejia defenders. And Green throws up a floater there as time was expiring, and it goes in. So the first quarter will come to an end with the Mejia Lady Cats trailing the Fairfield Lady Eagles 28-9. We're going to take a quick break, and then we will be back shortly for the beginning of the second quarter.
As we're back at Black Cat Gym, Lady Cats are inbounding and headed to the right here. Number 3, Jayla Daniels has it. Passes it to Jada Clark as the Black Cats are in man-to-man here. And this is the slowest the game's been all night long.
Right. It's going to be a pass over the top to number 15. Oh, and she's able to get it. And even though she lost control of it, she's probably the tallest of the, and it's a steal on the inbounds. And they're going to get a foul against Miller on Mejia.
They're going to call that foul on Miller, but number 2 completely just lost her grip down there. That was
again in that same spot. Looks like she lost her footing and slipped and fell. And they're going to get the foul on Miller. But, you know, that time we saw, again, the size from Fairfield is number 15. Essence Watkins is in, and she's probably the tallest of the Fairfield Lady Eagles. And she lost control and was still able to get it and put it up. And that time you're going to get a deflection by Mejia out of bounds. So it'll stay Fairfield's ball as they try to inbound again from underneath their goal. And it'll be Clark inbounding. She gets it out
quickly into the block.
Into the post, and that's Dow who puts it up and misses, but Fairfield picks up the loose ball. Dow back over to Daniels, who swings it to Johnson. Down low to Watkins, and she makes a move and puts it up and misses.
Now we're going to have a tie ball.
Yes. And the possession arrow will give it to Mejia that time, and Shepard was able to get in there with Dow and wrap up that ball as they both went to the floor. Mejia looks at inbound. Looks like Fairfield's dropped back into a little three-quarters court zone or trap. Or looks like they're just running a little trap press, and Mejia's able to get through it. But Fairfield's got active hands, and they're knocking away all those soft passes and dribbles by Mejia as Dow misses the layup, but gets her rebound back, puts it up. And she's going to get fouled that time.
And she'll be making a trip to the free throw line.
And that foul was called on number 14, Jabrian Brooks, is her second personal foul, as we'll have Brianna Dow from Fairfield at the free throw line. She misses the first. We'll get a substitution now. Checking in for Mejia. I believe that's number 11. And that'll be Jaslyn Gibson. Shepard pulls down the rebound off the missed second free throw. Green brings it up court. She dribbles around. Fairfield drops back into their defense. And Green puts up a shot and misses. Watkins gets the rebound and then is grabbed and held by Green, so they'll get her on the foul, which now puts Mejia in the penalty as well. So we'll walk to the other end of the floor, and Watkins will be at the free throw line for the 1-and-1.
This quarter might be a long quarter with both teams in foul trouble. What's up, big dog?
Watkins misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound by Shepard. Green gets the ball, and she pushes it up the court. Defense gets there and cuts her off. She swings it around to Keener. Keener looks. She begins her dribble, swings it over to Lee. Lee back up to Green. Green dribbles it to the top. You know, Fairfield's just settled down into that 1-2-2 zone, and Mejia really can't get anything going. And Keener puts up a jump shot that misses and is knocked out of bounds, and it hits out of bounds off Fairfield before the Mejia player touches it. Mejia will inbound. A quick pass to Lee, who's grabbed and fouled. Looks like the foul will be on number 22, Belle Johnson. So Najee Lee will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. You know, and this may be the best option for Mejia, is to try to be aggressive and go into the Fairfield defenders and pick up fouls, as Lee's able to make that front end. You know, and then you can get yourself to the free throw line and get buckets with the clock stopped. She misses the second, but there's a rebound by Keener. But even if you're getting fouled, you have to make those free throws to get those points. Swings it over to Green. She drives. She gains control of the ball, and then she's grabbed and fouled again by 22, Johnson from Fairfield. So Green will go to the line.
And that'll be a 1-and-1.
Right, so with 5:51 left in the second quarter, it's Fairfield Lady Eagles 30, Mexia Lady Cats 10. Both teams have 8 fouls apiece, so we'll be shooting free throws on each foul from here on out. Oh, and Green misses the rim on that free throw attempt, so it'll be a turnover. It'll be a violation, and Fairfield will take over. As they push it up the court, swings it over to Clark. Clark surveys, passes it back up top to Daniels. She gets the Fairfield offense moving. Dow has it on the right wing. She
good pass.
Passes it into Daniels, who misses the layup, but then you have Watkins, who comes in and grabs the rebound, and then she's fouled. And they got Yasmin Green that time on the foul, so now she has 2 personals. Watkins is at the free throw line. She's able to knock down the first to extend this Fairfield lead. You know, and right now, Mexia's, they're looking a little down. There's not much excitement over on the bench. Watkins misses the second free throw, and Dowell's able to beat Shepard to the ball. So Fairfield gets the offensive rebound. Clark has it on the left wing. Daniels has it up top. Fairfield's running their motion offense as they overload the left side of the court. Now they balance back out, and they're cutting through. Bracken's on the right wing. Daniels up top. Dow now has it up top. As they're
Do we have a timeout here on the court?
We have a official timeout. Official timeout for a player that
looks like she got hit upside the jaws.
Yeah,
what they're saying.
Made an injury or something, but a player had to look like Daly had to come off the court for Mexia, so a sub comes in. And Fairfield inbounds again. Bracken's on the left side. Pass down to Watkins. Ball is knocked away. She gets it back up top. You have Clark with the ball on the right wing, and she's looking to get it inside to Dow, who bounce passes over. Brackens has it, puts it up, and she gets 2 out of it. You know, and Mexia just does not have an answer for that size on the interior.
Fairfield's just playing with a different speed than Mexia is right now. And it has
it's
a
a
lot
shot by Keener that misses.
Mexia is such a young team.
Yeah. But I know both teams are young. You're looking at a bunch of freshmen and sophomore from Fairfield. You're looking at a lot of freshmen and sophomores and juniors for Mexia. You know, the biggest difference right now between both teams is the size from Fairfield, because Mexia's actually doing a pretty good job of checking up the guards from Fairfield out top. But when they do get kind of hung up and caught up, they're just throwing it down low to their post players, who can just turn around and shoot it over the top. And that's going to be a foul that time, as number 2, Jada Clark, drove to the lane, and they're going to get Jabrian Brooks on a hack across the arm. It'll be her 3rd personal foul. Clark will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. She misses the front end of it, but she'll get a second shot, as Mexia is now in the double bonus. Or Fairfield, rather I say, is in the double bonus. Mexia has picked up their 10th team foul. Clark puts up the second free throw, and she's able to make that. Mexia inbounds. And Lee pushes it up the court. She goes over into the corner and throws it away. And it'll be Clark gets the steal, and she takes it down the court for the layup. It'll be Lee again as she dribbles up the right sideline. Passes it back out into the middle to Keener. And she drives and throws up the floater that misses. A long pass by Fairfield hits off of Mejia's player and goes out of bounds. So it'll be a Fairfield's ball on the sidelines, Fairfield side of the court. Fairfield is going to inbound as Clark looking to gets it into Bozier. Pass back to Clark. Nobody checks her, and she dribbles in, but she shoots it over the top of the goal. But McKenna Brackens is on the other side, and she's able to rebound it and put it back for two. Oh, and the errant pass by Lee goes over the top of Davis's head, and it'll be out of bounds. Ball goes back over to Fairfield. 3:03 left. Fairfield leading 38-10. Pass up the court to Bozier. Backdoor cut by Brackens, Bozier finds her. Brackens catches it and puts it up for two. So we get a timeout by Mejia. 2:54 left. Fairfield Lady Eagles lead the Lady Cats 40-10. And we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back after this message.
To Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Park, Greer & Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
All right, and we're back here in Mexia BlackCat Gym, also known as the Dungeon, and right now Mejia's trailing Fairfield on the lady side 40-10. Ball's inbounded. Ball's brought up the court. This is a steal by Fairfield. They're able to get it up the court. Mejia steals the ball right back. Precious Daly makes a great defensive play. She brings the ball up the court, swings it over to Shepard, who throws it away, and Shardasia Bracken steals it away, passes up the court to Jada Clark, who puts it in the layup for two. Oh, and Brackens gets with the steal, drops it over to Clark, who misses the layup. Brackens grabs the rebound, who passes up to Bozier, who puts it up and in for two. And as we say Brackens over and over, there are more than one Brackens on the court.
And they're spelled two different ways.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to make sure we let you know which is which. I think that might just be a typo, Jeremy, on the other ones because they're related. So
you think they're all kin?
Yeah, they are related. Now you'll see a substitution here by Fairfield as they bring in another group. Najee Lee at the free throw line for two, and she's able to put the front end of the 1-and-1 in. So she'll get a second shot. And she makes the second.
Hey, that's a good thing right there.
Fairfield inbounds, and they push the ball right up the court, right into the Mejia defense. And a good entry pass that gets away, and Mejia's able to get the steal. Now, and Daly pushes the ball up the court. She doesn't have much, so she's trying to feel her way through, and then she turns it over. Pass up to Brackens, pass over to Daniels, who's able to put it in for two on the layup. As Fairfield's being able to turn most of these Mejia turnovers into points, which is where they've been able to build this lead. And that time we're going to get a block against Brianna Dowell over on the right sideline in front of her team's bench as she was trying to check Oasis Keener on that play. So with it, that'll give Fairfield 10 team fouls for the half, so Mejia will shoot 2 free throws on this. And that's really been, you talk about it from the time you're young, but that's been the difference in the game today is the turnovers that Fairfield has been able to turn into points. And then Mejia's inability to be consistent from the free throw line has really hurt them as well. Oasis misses the first. She'll get her second free throw. She misses it as well. Fairfield comes down with the rebound. Brackens will have it up top. She sets up for the three, and she puts it in again. She's 3 for 3 from behind the arc, so I don't think Mejia's going to have to make an adjustment and not leave her alone out top, as she's able to deflect the pass up top, and then those long arms from the Fairfield defenders are able to affect the play, and they bottle Mejia up, and then they knock it out of bounds. And it'll actually be out of bounds off of Mejia, so it'll be Fairfield's ball.
We got 50 seconds left here in the first half.
Brackens dribbles up top.
It's a man-to-man defense by Mejia.
Backdoor cut and pass, but Simpson misses the layup, and then they're going to get Brianna Dow for going over the back of the Mejia player as she was blocking out, preparing for the rebound.
And that'll be another 1-and-1 for Mejia. No, actually it'll be 2 shots now because they're in a double bonus.
All right. And that'll be 3 against Dow.
Not really worried about foul trouble with
Right,
Fairfield, are you?
Yeah, right now they're both in a pretty sizable lead. You don't want them to get in the habit of fouling that much.
Well, Wallace, I know I've coached girls and watched girls basketball, and in high school, the girls are so much more aggressive than the boys on the court to me. It's just they get down out there. They roll around on that court, diving for the ball. They're just very aggressive, and this game actually is not near as aggressive as what the Palestine Mejia game was.
And Sabrian Davis was able to make 1 of 2 there from the free throw line for Mejia. And one of the reasons we may see that is because Fairfield kind of came out and was the aggressor from the beginning and kind of knocked the wind out of the game. So, Mejia's going to have to regroup and come out and try to play tough in the second half and maybe try to close his gap up a little bit as the ball's inbounded. Simpson drives to the goal, and then she just loses it out of bounds on the dribble. So Mejia will take over with 18 seconds left.
As the gym continues to get packed here,
Right.
we're going to have a full house for the boys' game, Wallace.
Well, shoot, it's pretty full here from the girls' game, coming in. And that ball's off of Sabrian Davis's hands, and they'll be out of bounds into Fairfield. When I came in the gym earlier, it was about 5-something, with the JV girls game going on, and I saw the parking lot because I knew this game was going to get packed because people wanted to come and see the Fairfield girls play. As Brackens puts it up at the buzzer and
I
misses
think that's
that
the only
time.
shot she missed the whole
Right.
first half. Well, we're going to go to halftime, folks, and we'll be back with the start of the second half from Black Cat Gym, Lady Cat Gym in Mejia, Texas.
You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
Today's game brought to you by Eagle Auto Parts, located on Main Street. For more information, visit eagleauto.com. Today's game brought to you by Eagle Auto Parts, located on Main Street. For more information, visit eagleauto.com.
You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays. You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
As we're back at Black Cat Gym, the Bahia Lady Cats are down 13 to 49 to start the second half. Bahia should have the ball. And Wallace, I don't know what you can really say in there in the locker room other than block out.
Yeah, block out, defend, rebound, make free throws, make layups. That's what Bahia is going to have to do. As they get out of the As they get out of the locker room late, they're going to have to sprint out onto the court as Fairfield's already set to take the ball.
So Fairfield will get the ball to start the second half. I'm sorry on that. Fairfield, they're just wanting to get this game over with without any injuries right now.
They're going to pass it around up top, swing it up, and it'll be Clark with it up top, swings to Bozier. As they're passing and cutting through, she'll swing it over to McKenna Brackens up top. As she cuts through, pass down low. Good defense by Keener, but then Brackens finds Bozier on the opposite side, and she's able to just put it in for two. You know, and that's what you get when you step over to play help defense, and then they're tall enough to see over the top and make the pass. And that time you had Miller go up for a layup, and Brackens just swatted it back at her. But then she grabbed the ball, went down to her knee, and got called for a travel. So Mahale take the ball back underneath their own goal. Be out of bounds play. Out top, and there's going to be a steal by Daniels. As she looks, swings it up court to Johnson, who misses a layup. Daniels gets the rebound, misses the layup, and it's going to be knocked out of Brackens' hands by Daly. So
as you can see, the frustration starting to mount on the players for the Cats down there. The Lady Cats are getting frustrated early here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and Fairfield will inbound.
And Fairfield's just going to keep the pressure on you.
Right, it'll be a three by Johnson, who misses. Lee gets it. And she takes it up the right side of the court. And then it's stolen away by Clark, who crosses over and makes a move and puts it in for two on the layup. Daly gets it up the left side. She crosses over back to the middle. She handles it. Oh, and that's going to be a foul against Brackens as she comes over the top of Keener. You know, and yeah, you do see the frustration setting in. Jeremy, as you see, the Lady Cats seem like they make a good play and knock the ball away or force a bad shot, and then they're just not able to get up high enough to get the rebound over the much taller Fairfield players.
As Green throws up inbounds off the defender that was defending her, Mahia's got it back out to the top and running teardrop. And Mahia's going to get to go to the free throw line. But that was something else that hurt in Wallace in the first half was they'd get to the free throw line, but they weren't taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they missed several free throws in the first half. And here, Najee Lee is able to put her first free throw in, you know, and, you know, the missed free throws may not have had you in the lead in this game, but it would have given you more points than what you have on the board right now. And she misses the second. Bozier rebounds, gets it up court to Daniels. She dribbles up and surveys the court. She swings it over to Clark, who swings it to Bozier. Bozier dribbles back up top, gets it up top to Johnson, who swings it to the left to Brackens, who drives in and puts up the little layup off the glass, and it's good for two.
Well, you know, Fairfield's big ladies, they're able to dribble like guards out there, and that makes your offense just indispensable there. I mean, they can handle the ball up top just like your guards can. So,
well, I've had the pleasure and privilege of watching most of these girls as Green's able to hit that floater there and put in two for Mahia. Watch most of these ladies play as they've grown up, and a lot of those the taller players for Fairfield played guard as they were growing up, and then they just grew and became tall, and so they kept those guard skills. And now have taller frames and they're able to play in the post as well. So that just helps your team when they're just interchangeable. And that's a great cut, pass, catch, and finish by McKenna Brackens there.
And she is just all over the court tonight. She's rebounding. She's blocking shots. She's making great passes.
And Keener misses on her shot. It's rebounded by Bozier, and the ball's pushed ahead to Clark, who drives in straight to the goal and misses the layup. She steals it back, gets her rebound, and gets it to Daniels, who puts it in for 2. And Fairfield's just faster right now. They're getting to the loose balls before Mejia. They're making all the 50-50 plays, and Mejia's not being able to make those plays. And Fairfield just continues to stretch that lead out. Pass over to Daly. She gets it to the middle to Keener, who misses on the little pull-up jump shot.
Over to Bozier, and she's just dribbling up the court like she's a point guard.
Gets it to Brackens. And you know, the thing is, you've seen Bozier, and we've watched her for now her 4th year here in playing varsity ball. She started out as a freshman playing a lot more on the outside and handling the ball. And then McKenna Brackens is able to get the air ball shot attempt by her teammate and then puts it in for 2 off of the miss. Mejia brings it up. Green misses the shot.
Mejia just can't buy a basket right now.
No, and then that's going to be a foul against Micaiah Miller.
And Fairfield's going to come on with a whole brand new 5.
You know, and that's one of the things that Fairfield hasn't had so much in the last couple of years is the depth. But out of the freshman class this year and sophomore class, they have so many of those young ladies that are playing up on varsity now that they're really able to bring in, you know, make those big switches and maybe come in with 5 for 5 and still be able to go at teams because they bring just as much size up off of their bench as they have on the court starting. And Green gets the steal, and she goes right at the rim and picks up the foul.
Well, you know, Fairfield watching that starting 5, as aggressive and quick and as well as they work together, I'm sure this second 5 gets to play just as much as your starting 5 does in most games.
Right, and Green will go to the free throw line, and she misses the first. You know, and one thing is, you know, we keep saying starting 5 and second 5, but I've noticed that they've mixed in different girls with each group, and they haven't missed a beat tonight. You know, Fairfield, Green's able to put the second one in, but Fairfield's been able to hit on all cylinders, whether it be the first group, the second group, or whoever they're putting in off the bench. They've been able to do the same thing, attack the rim, rebound, and
as Davis has it right now, passes it over to Simpson. As you can tell, Fairfield's starting to just run a little clock here.
Yeah, they're moving. The pace is a lot slower and more methodical than it was in the first half. Simpson misses the shot. Green gets the rebound, and she's pushing it up court. And she weaves in and out of the defenders and is able to make able to step through and get the layup to go for 2. And then you have Fairfield pushing it back down the court. All right, then we're going to get a foul on Precious Daly as she came down to help out on the post player. So with 3:10 left in the third quarter, Mejia trails Fairfield 61-19. As we'll get Precious Daly subbing out for Jabrin Brooks. Passes in. Brackens takes it and she puts it up, and the ball's going to just hang on the rim and drop for 2 for her. Mejia brings it up court. Green takes it to the rim.
She travels.
She slid her foot as she tried to make a move, and I think if she would have just taken it past the defender into the rim, she would have had an easy layup.
She looked like she was looking for contact, and then that Fairfield girl didn't contact her, so she had already psyched herself up saying, hey, there's going to be some contact here, and then there wasn't, so she just traveled.
Oh.
Another basket.
And you know what? That ball looked like it
Brackens.
went up off of the support of the goal and then came back down and went in, and the referee didn't see it. So they're crediting her with a good basket. And Green misses the jump shot. Fairfield comes down with the rebound. And double dribble by number 23. Emory Davis there for Fairfield. So Mahel take over here on the sideline. And Green will get it in to Shepard, and she'll look and she'll make drive and kick it back out to Green, who tries to cross over, loses it, but gets it back. And she's going to get a hand check call there on Shadeja Brackens. So Mahel inbound the ball from the baseline underneath their basket as Green finds Keener, who dribbles to the middle, kicks over to Shepard. Shepard goes up. It's going to be an offensive foul. As Simpson was in position and Shepard just kind of jumped into her and knocked her over. So Fairfield will take over again, leading the game 65-19 with 2:02 left in the third quarter. We get Dow inbounding to Brackens. Brackens passes over to the left to Simpson. Or excuse me, that was Davis. Swings it over. Davis gets it back. Finds Simpson down low, who's able to haul in that pass and then put it up for two. And we'll get Brackens on the foul that time as she went for the steal. So Mahel retained possession as they continue to try to inbound. Passes in. Ball goes out of bounds. Ball goes out of bounds off of Mahia, so it'll be Fairfield's ball.
So with 1:38 left here, Fairfield's got a sizable lead here.
Davis handles it up top. Swings it across the court to number 13, Anaya Larkin. And she looks down low, makes a pass in, gets it back. Jump shot up by Larkin. It misses, but she's able to get her own rebound.
And that's the story of the night right there, Wallace.
Pass to Dow, who
Rebound, rebound, rebound.
and Simpson puts it up and in for two. Green pushes it down the court. She loses control. Fairfield gets it. Brackens gets the ball, and she's pushing it up the court. She goes in for the layup. Oh, she misses it, but Dow gets the rebound and puts it back for two. Shepard throws it down. Its pass is taken away by Brackens. As Fairfield's going to dribble it out and run a little clock, pass it around. Larkin gets it inside to Simpson. She puts it up, and it's good for two. The pass is inbounded to Keener. And Keener drives to the lane and spins off of a defender and puts in the layup. It's going to be a three-point attempt by Simpson, who misses, but Dow puts it up and the shot's blocked by Green. So at the end of three, Fairfield Lady Eagles lead the Mexia Lady Cats 73-21. We're going to take a short break and we'll be back with the fourth quarter action.
Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
All right, and we're back here with Mexia Lady Cat basketball. And we're going to start the fourth quarter. Mexia inbound the ball as they trail 73-21 to the Fairfield Lady Eagles. Ball will go inbounds to Precious Daly. She dribbles through, pass over to the right side to Najee Lee. As she puts it up and gets fouled. Foul will be on number 3, Jarrell Daniels, as Najee Lee will go to the line to shoot 2.
She's going to miss the first one on the front end of the 2 shots.
You know, Jeremy, sometimes you look up at the foul count and it's a bad thing, and sometimes it can kind of tell you how the game's going. And when you look up and see Fairfield has 16 fouls already, as she misses the second as well. Mexia has 3 team fouls. It lets you know that Fairfield's really been playing aggressive.
Yes. And they come out and took it to Mexia from the very beginning, and that kind of got Mexia out of its groove.
And that's just a high-low pass from Bozier to Brackens down low, and she bodied up the defender and put it in for 2.
Them 2 have been a deadly combo all night long. And it's going to
be a travel call. You know, when you have the length and the size that they have, with the ability and skill that they have as well, because they're not just taller than the Mexia players, but they're able to handle the ball. They're able to shoot. They make great passes, play good defense. And here's going to be a swing over to Brackens, and she passes it back out to Johnson, who lines up a 3 and hits it.
Well,
and as we were saying, they're under control. They make the right play each and every time.
Well, you know, you don't just wake up in high school and have a program like this. These 2 teams battle out every year in Little Dribblers. I mean, it starts in Little Dribblers and comes up. It's just in this rotation, Fairfield has all the height where in the past Mexia's had.
There was a layup on the other end by Micaiah Miller, and then we just seen Daniels for Fairfield come back down and hit a 3-pointer. You know, and Mexia's not checking up on Fairfield defensively, and we got a timeout by Mexia. So as we have that timeout, we're going to bring you a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be back shortly.
You're listening to Black Cat Football and Greer Time Media. Let's take it to the booth with your host, Freddie Greer Sr.
To Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's.
We're back at Lady Cat Gym in Mexia, Texas. Lady Cats bring it in. And just passing around the outside. They try to get into the middle. We're going to shoot a 3-pointer.
Oh, and it hits and rolls out, but rebound down by Brackens. She kicks it ahead to Clark, who makes a move, and she misses the layup, but Bozier gets the rebound.
Green
fights to get it up, and she misses, so Green takes the rebound and is pushing it the opposite way.
Right here, Wallace, you just want the Lady Cats to end tough here. You just pull it together and let's end on a good note.
3-point attempt by Daly, misses. Lee puts it back up, misses. Miller gets it, puts it up and misses. Rebound by Brackens. Fairfield has it, bringing it down the court.
For some reason, Mexia can't get the lid off their basket.
Oh, and it's going to be, as Bozier caught the ball in the post with Daly on her back. Daly was at a disadvantage. Bozier went to spin, and all Daly could do was grab her to keep her from putting in the layup. That's going to put Braden Bozier at the free throw line for 2. She misses the first. You know, and that's one thing, Jeremy, Fairfield's girls have missed several free throws as well tonight. As Fairfield makes some substitutions. And she misses the second free throw as well, and the ball comes down. Tamara Smith takes it from ahead, dribbles it up the court, makes a pass up to Makai Miller, who ball's affected by Bozier down low, and she's able to rebound it and kick it out.
Brackens once again down low.
And that time it was Shadeja Brackens able to cut through and get the layup. Green puts up the jumper and misses. Rebound by Bozier. She kicked outlet pass to Dowell as she pushes up the court, and looks like Fairfield's going to try to burn some clock with 4:54 left in the fourth quarter. Bozier holds it up top. Brackens comes up and gets it as she dribbles the ball and looks over the court, sends her offense in motion. She cuts through. Oh, she kicks out pass and is deflected and knocked away. Mahia has it moving down the court. Fairfield's able to get defenders back. Green's able to hit the little teardrop over the top and for two. Oh, and then the ball handler slipped and looked like Mahia was going to get a steal, but she was able to haul it back in and get it off to her teammate. Bozier gets it, cuts to the basket. She misses the layup, and then the ball's off on her as it caromed out of bounds. And we're going to get a substitution here by Fairfield.
So Fairfield's going to continue the three-quarters court press here. You think Fairfield's going to hit triple digits here, Wallace?
Oh,
No.
and there.
Good play by Green.
I don't know. They've kind of slowed the pace down, Jeremy. Made some substitutions. I mean, their subs have been able to score, but they're not pressing and playing that style that they were playing the first three quarters. So right now I don't think they're as much worried about getting to triple digits as they are just getting out of this game, getting it to the end, all zeros on the clock. Pass in to Brooks. Oh, and her shot's blocked by Watkins and then deflected out of bounds. So Mahel will keep the ball as they inbound from underneath their own goal.
That's 2 games in a row Greens did that on the out-of-bounds pass. She did it last week.
Pass over to Daly for the three, and then she misses on that and fights for the rebound and is going to call it out on Daly. So it'll be Fairfield ball.
Fairfield brings it up. Mahia still playing man-to-man. We've got a little under 3 minutes left here in the Lady Cat game. Good pass in.
Yeah, I mean, that's Dowell on the cut in. She's able to get the pass and go up and score the layup. Oh, and then
Steal by Dow.
Oh, and steal by Daly. Green for three. She misses, and Lee is able to get the rebound. Kick it out to Brooks, who makes a move and puts the shot up and off the rim. And a scramble for the ball, out of bounds off Mahia into Fairfield.
So Fairfield inbounds the ball. We got right at about 2 minutes left in this one, ladies and gentlemen. And Fairfield's going to notch another one in the win column tonight.
Pass over to Dow. She hits Watkins on the cut, and she puts it in for 2.
Green's got the ball for Mejia, standing out front, top of the key, as Fairfield
stripped
steals
away.
it.
I'm not sure what the call was.
He was trying to give Fairfield a timeout.
Yeah, but nobody called the timeout. So then he just gave it to Fairfield.
Some extra voices down there on the sideline.
Ball's deflected, and he's going to get a travel there on Clark. On Daniels, as she was trying to haul in that ball that was tipped. Mejia inbounds as they bring it down the court. It'll be Daly handling the ball. Over to Lee, over to Keener, who drives the baseline. She's going to get a block. We're going to get 15 Watkins from Fairfield on the reach in. So Keener will go to the free throw line with 51 seconds left, and she'll be shooting. Looks like 1-1. Oasis Keener is able to knock down both free throws. And with the clock running, Fairfield inbounds and pushes it down the court. Davis has the ball. She hits Dowell on the cut. It's stolen away by Green, who gets it to Keener. And it's knocked away back to Green, who passes it up the court to Shepard, who hits Brooks for
passing.
2. And that may have been one of the better sequences we've seen all night, Jeremy, of passing the ball and moving it around and getting an easy shot.
Fairfield's just running timeout right here.
Davis drives to the goal. She swoops it over and misses the layup. Brooks with the rebound, gets it to Keener. Pushes up the court, 10 seconds on the clock. Swings it over to Shepard, who shoots the jump shot. And it's off the mark. Keener gets it and puts it up, and it's blocked by Watkins, who outlets to Daniels as the clock runs out. And so at the end of the game, Fairfield defeats the Mejia Lady Cats. And we're going to take a break for the intermission between the ladies varsity game and then the guys varsity game as Fairfield and Mejia boys varsity teams get set to take the courts.
listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays. To Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
Today's game brought to you by Eagle Auto Parts, located on Main Street. For more information, visit eagleauto.com. Today's game brought to you by...
As we're here at Black Cat Gymnasium, the boys are getting ready. We're fixing to have the national anthem here. And it's going to be the Black Cats against the Fairfield Eagles in a district battle. As the boys, here we go. We'll be able to hear the national anthem.
So as we get set for the tip-off of the Varsity Boys game, we're going to have the national anthem to start the game prior to announcing the starting roster for each team. So we're going to take a pause so we can enjoy the national anthem and let you enjoy it with us.
As we're back, finna get ready for the tip-off, we're going to do the starting lineup for both teams.
We'll have So we've got the starting lineups for both teams here, and now we're waiting to get them out on the court, and we're going to get set for the tip. So just to go over it real quick, for Fairfield, you'll have number 0, Justin Abrams, number 1, Daquan McWilliams, number 12, Kobe Freeman, (11) Carl Daniels, and 23, Tyler Smith. Fairfield wins the tip.
So Mejia's going to come out in a man-to-man here, as that's what they played most of against Palestine the other night.
Fairfield swings it around, and balls to Freeman over in the corner. And Mejia just closes out and checks up. It's going to be a drive Ball's poked away by Proctor, but out of bounds. So Fairfield will keep possession as they inbound from underneath their own goal.
Inbounds is going to come in, and they're
gonna
going
be
to
a
get a
5
5-second violation on the Eagles to start out right here. So Mexia will get the ball with their first possession. That was good defense, Wallace.
Yeah, and you'll hear us say a lot like we did in the girls' game. Fairfield is going to have a height advantage on Mexia. They're going to have a little more length, but the BlackCats have seen that all season, and we're going to see them come out and try to counter that with what they do on the court. Ball in the middle to Banks, who's short on the floater.
Oh, and almost a steal by Busby.
Freeman was able to get the rebound, and now Fairfield brings it down the court.
The Mejia's just playing suffocating defense right now, as they did against Palestine the other night, and got Palestine so frustrated. And Fairfield's able to come out with an offensive rebound.
It's Abrams with the ball up top. Swings it over to Smith. Back up top to McWilliams. As he drives and kicks over to Smith for three. And he misses the whole goal. The air ball. Now Busby's pushing it up the court from Mexia. He swings it over to Proctor, who drives baseline, kicks it over to. And that's going to be Trey Holman for the three-pointer off the pretty pass from Proctor. And Mexia gives a little pressure, and now they're back in their half-court defense. Fairfield pulls up from the free throw line, and the ball bounces around and falls. And that'll be Daniels there for two. Busby pulls it up. Oh, and he tries to throw it over the top, and they're able to get a hand on it. And Fairfield takes it away. McWilliams will bring it up as he gets the signal from the bench.
As we got 5 minutes and 50 seconds left, Mejia's got a 3-2 lead here in the first quarter, as both teams are playing suffocating defense right now. As Fairfield just moves it around the top of the key, and just in a little motion offense, they drive, and it's going to be an air ball. How is that not a foul on number one? But they're going to let them play tonight, and that's good.
Pass across to Hullum as he misses on that three attempt.
Yeah, he rushed that one. He didn't have a good setup like he did on his first shot.
Long rebound to Fairfield.
As this tempo is really fast-paced to start this game.
And that's Miller with a block shot on Freeman. And he pulls up and he swings it to Proctor, who drives by the defender and in for the layup. And that's what Mexia will do against the size of Fairfield, is they find those lanes and those on the overplay, and then they hit them hard and get to the rim. And even though they're smaller, they play up at the rim with anybody.
So now Mejia's still in their man-to-man.
Oh,
they're going to call a foul on Proctor at the free throw line. As he was able to – he went up, but on the way down he caught his elbow on the jump shot.
Yeah, he was trying to fight across that screen and get his hand out. And, he like you said, he just barely caught the elbow of the shooter. But any contact will be called a foul, and especially when it affects the shot. And Smith's at the line. He misses the first of the two. And that's the one thing we've seen, the little contrast, Jeremy, of Mexia plays man-to-man on one end, and then Fairfield's in the zone on the other end when they get back in their half-court defense, as Jabrian Busby comes in for Prince Banks.
And
he misses
both of them.
Lamarian Miller skies and grabs a rebound over everyone. Jaden Busby for three, and he knocks it down.
That's the one thing that's changed over the years, is there's no bad shots anymore. You just shoot the ball. As long as you get a shot up, that's good.
Fairfield pushes it down the court, and Mejia's back on defense.
Back when we played, Wallace, our coaches would have pulled us out after that shot.
You're on a fast break with nobody in front of you. You go to the goal. Now it's put it up.
We're going to take our first time out of the evening. The BlackCats leading 8-2 We're going to go to a sponsored timeout, and we'll be back at Black Cat Gym with some Black Cat basketball.
Listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Park, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
As we're back at Black Cat Gym for some Black Cat basketball, they're leading 8-2 with 3 minutes and 51 seconds left, and Fairfield will be inbounding right here.
A backdoor cut there to number 5. Cameron Griffin, who's able to put it in for the 2.
So Fairfield's running a 2-3 here. Mejia's running their offense against the zone.
Busby's jump shot comes off. Rebound by Freeman. Pushed up by Griffin.
Freeman went to school in Mexia for a while, right?
Yeah, he's one of the transplants. He's been over in Fairfield since the end of his junior high years. So,
boy, that hat sure would look good in a white uniform, wouldn't it?
And here we go. There's going to get a travel on Freeman that time, so it'll give the ball back over to Mexia.
He, as tall as he is, he's got to keep the ball high. He brought the ball down to where everybody was. So anytime you do that as a big man, coach is going to tell you, guys, you're bringing the ball to where everybody can play.
Skip pass to Busby as he looks over, puts it back up to Jones, back over to Proctor. Proctor dribbles across, skip pass to Busby. He shoots the jumper, and he puts it in for 2.
So that's going to make it 10-4 Mexia.
Fairfield gets it in. And they're pressing up the top, putting a little pressure on the ball. They're able to get it out, and they're going to get Jabrian Busby for a foul as he went to cut off the man, dribbling it up the court. Then we're going to get a substitution here as Prince Banks comes back in. Lamarian Miller's going to get a breather.
So they're over here talking to the coaches. I guess he's wanting to see who the foul was on.
So right now, what it looks like is maybe number 5 wasn't in the official scorebook, which is by rule a technical foul against Fairfield.
So Fairfield's coach is saying it was in his book.
Yeah, he's saying it was in his book, but somehow it didn't get into the official book, which the coach signs off on before the game. So if it wasn't in there, the coach should have seen it when he looked over the roster prior to the game and prior to him signing it.
And with two teams this close and athletic ability and composure, that these 2 points right here could be really critical toward the end of the game.
Right.
Just off of a coaching situation. So JB misses 1 of 2, but now Mejia's going to get the ball back. So Mejia's got the lead 11-4, and bringing the ball back down to their end of the court. They're shooting on what you call the east end of our goal here.
Oh,
and a bad pass by Jones.
Was able to get a hand on it, and it's a steal there by by Fairfield, and 2 points the other way as Mejia pushes it back up the court quickly. Busby will line it up for three, and he knocks it down.
So that puts Mejia up 14-6 right now with Fairfield bringing the ball in. So Mejia playing stingy man-to-man defense, and Proctor.
Oh, and that time, that's just unfortunate, but Proctor was going for the ball, and the Fairfield ball handler tried to spin away from him and really just stepped on Proctor's foot and slipped and fell. But it'll be a foul on Jaden Proctor now. Fairfield will inbound from the sideline. We'll get a substitution with Evan Harrison coming in for Jaden Proctor.
And get him a rest for about 1:48 so he can start the second quarter here. Is pretty much what we saw in Palestine was the way he's rotating right now. Just making sure everybody gets a couple of minutes here and there.
It'll be Griffin going at Jabrian Busby. The ball's knocked loose, and
Jones
Mejia
comes
gets
out
it.
with it.
Busby's pushing it up court. He hesitates. He brings it out top as Fairfield was able to get back and cut off the fast break. He swings it over to Jabrian Busby. Jalen Busby up top. He shoots a three, misses. And there's going to be a foul against Harrison there as he was holding Freeman on the rebound attempt. And you really don't mind seeing those fouls because you see a kid in there battling trying to get a rebound and on the offensive end.
Yeah, and plus
and those fouls aren't going to hurt you
that's
much.
what his job is to go in and give some hard fouls like that and to eat up a couple of minutes while people get a rest.
Right, and we just seen Jalen Busby go to the bench to get him a break as Trey Holman came back on the court. Mejia's out in their man-to-man defense again as they press out on the ball. Fairfield swinging it around, and he slides his feet. And
travel.
They're going to get him for a travel.
And that was all Prince Banks on that. He's
just
working him.
Prince stayed engaged. He slid his feet, stayed in front of him. It made the pass more difficult than what McWilliams thought it was going to be, and he slid his foot, and he picked up the travel on that. Oh, Harrison goes up and he has his shot swatted by Freeman. Jones is able to get the ball back, and then it's knocked out of bounds by Fairfield.
Mejia has a lead here, 14-6, with 42 seconds left in the first quarter. This is Black Cat basketball being brought to you.
Inbounds to Prince Banks, who's dribbling around up top, swings over to Holman, up to Jabrian Busby. Skip pass to Jones, who goes right at the defense and misses, but Holman's able to get the rebound, put it up, he misses. Oh, and it's going to lead to an outlet by Fairfield.
And that
and he misses the layup.
He is super fast.
Yeah, he's fast, and he was wide open, but he wasn't able to make the layup. And Jones goes right back down the court into the teeth of the defense and is able to spin the ball up in off the backboard for two. Oh.
And Holman trips there. If he hadn't tripped, that would have just been a good block by Busby. And Holman saw it coming, and he tried to stop to not run into him, and when he tried to put the brakes on, his feet just slid out from under him and propelled him into the shooter. And McWilliams misses the first of two. Second free throw attempt coming. We got 3.49 seconds left.
And he's able to
makes this.
Jabrian Busby dribbles up, and he puts it up.
Oh, and he almost hits one at the buzzer. Well, we have a 16-7 Mejia lead over the Fairfield Eagles after the first quarter. We'll be back at Black Cat Gym to bring you some more Black Cat basketball in moments.
to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail.
As we're here back at Black Cat Gym, Jeremy Sunday, Wallace High. Mejia starts out with the ball in the second quarter.
Swing over, ball's in the middle to Banks. He misses the quick little jumper. Fairfield rebounds, and as they bring it up the court, Mejia gets back on defense.
So Mejia's playing man-to-man.
Banks up top on Smith. Now Busby on McWilliams. Kicks it back out.
That's one thing. We hadn't needed a shot clock till this possession.
And I was just thinking,
oh, that was a travel.
I was just thinking the same thing, Jeremy. You know, Texas isn't a state that has implemented the shot clock at the high school level yet, but it's been considered. And that ball is deflected out of bounds by Fairfield. You know, it's been considered, and sometimes, you know, I don't think that it would be a bad idea to put, you know, a 30 or 35-second shot clock in the game.
Well, Mejia's going to inbound it from underneath their basket. Get it out to Busby, and he's going to drive. And he just a little off balance there, and he's short. As Fairfield's bringing it up, Busby's on number one for the Eagles. And nice pass to Kobe. Yeah. McWilliams had a nice pass to Kobe Freeman.
Lamaria Miller set up to take the charge, and when he was bowled over, it left Freeman wide open for the dump off. And then Freeman was able to get there, and he was fouled as he went up to try to attempt the layup. He makes the first of the two free throws. He misses the second and rebound by Miller.
Miller took that ball right off the rim. Nobody was getting that ball but Miller.
Pass in the middle to Banks, swung out to Jabron Busby, who takes it right at
Teardrop.
Freeman and teardrops it up and in.
So that puts Mejia back in their full court press that they like to play so much. And it's a steal by Busby.
To Jaden Busby, who puts it up and in. Jalen Busby is able to get to the rim.
And that's going to be a timeout, Fairfield. As Mejia stretches their lead to 20-8, we're going to take a timeout here, and we'll be back at Black Cat Gym in moments.
You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance.
As we're back at Black Cat Gym, the Black Cats are leading 20-8. They got full court press on the Eagles right now, and they're having a tough time dealing with it. They're getting down the court, and they're able to finally break it. Oh. And Miller blocks it straight down off the back of his foot. And Mejia's able to move forward. Oh, and there's going to be a double dribble by Banks there.
Yeah, and he got the dribble off the pass and then forgot he had dribbled it.
Miller slammed that ball straight down. It come off the back of his heel and stayed in bounds. So Mejia was able to retain possession after that huge block by Miller. So now Mejia's playing that man-to-man that we talked about, suffocating defense.
As they go
and
down
Fairfield throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, and like we said before, you know, he's probably got 5 inches on Miller and Banks out there. So as soon as he gets it in the post, Mejia's bringing a double team to him. And that time it was effective as he threw it away, trying to get it out to someone else.
So Mejia's bringing the ball in. You got Jalen Busby bringing in, Trey Holman on the right wing, Prince and Lamar Miller down on the blocks, and Trey Jones on the right wing.
Jalen Busby for
Busby
two.
is
He just pulled up about the free throw line.
He's on point tonight. He was on point in Palestine. He's having a really good year this year. Oh, Mejia steals the ball.
Oh.
Got to use the backboard, and then what they tell us, Wallace?
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Prince Banks gets the miss and takes it in and gets fouled. And that looks like it's going to be on 5, Cameron Griffin for Fairfield. Yeah, you know, right there you would have liked to see him just use that square and put the ball up and in. He tried to leave it up, and it just caught the rim and rattled out. As Banks misses the first of the 2 free throws that he's getting right here off the foul.
Well, the BlackCats have a 22-8 lead here in the first half right now, as you don't want to leave them precious points.
And Banks misses the second as well. And just on an attempt for the rebound, Miller gets caught with his hands wrapped around.
You know, that's a tough call. That guy's got his back to him, so he really couldn't see how much body he had on him. He had all ball there.
Right.
That should have been your referee up front calling that because he had the perfect angle. So.
Right. Miller just out jumped the Fairfield player, but the Fairfield player spun him, so it looked like Miller went over his back. But Griffin will shoot 1-and-1, and he misses the front end. And Banks gets the rebound and gets it up to Miller as the BlackCats push the ball up the court. Holman swings it over to Busby. Busby drives, kicks it to Jones. Jones sets up for 3. He can't get it to go in, but Banks
Prince steals it.
Steals the pass from Freeman, and then it hits the rim and bounces up off of the support there. So it'll be a turnover to Fairfield. We'll get a substitution as Jaden Busby comes back in for Jaden Proctor comes in for Jalen Busby. So many J's that you get tongue-tied.
We got tongue twisters over here on the BlackCat sideline. And that's one thing Coach does. He does a good job of subbing them in and out. He's got some good players that are able to do a minute here, 2 minutes there.
Rebound by Mahez. Jones pushes it up the court. He swings it over to Banks.
Travel.
Yeah, they're going to get him for the travel.
He knew it right off the bat.
He shuffled his feet before he got the ball down on the ground. And the referee was standing right there looking at him.
So Mejia's full court press is back into.
Holman gets his hands on it, and he goes in for the layup and the foul.
I was going to say, how was that not a foul? I mean,
and
that was a late call.
He's going to get the layup and the foul. And this is going to be against number 5, Cameron Griffin for Fairfield. So Trey Holman count the bucket, and he'll go to the line for an attempt at a 3-point play. Holman misses the layup. Oh, but he gets his own. He steals the rebound was by Fairfield, and then Holman stole the.
Prince kept that rebound alive by just tapping it out, and Holman just happened to follow his own free throw there.
And he got another layup out of it.
So we got a 4-point possession on that 4-point possession there for the BlackCats.
And Miller comes over to help, and he just skies and knocks the ball away from Freeman, and.
I don't know about that call. That's a little worse than the other one. He had all ball.
That's a tough one. Freeman brought the ball down by his knees, and Miller just grabbed the ball and took it away from him. And they called Miller for a foul on that one. And so now you'll get a substitution with Banks and Miller coming out to get a rest. You get Dawson Scott and Evan Harrison coming in to relieve them. Kobe Freeman will be at the line to shoot 1-and-1. He does make the first, so he'll get a second.
So Freeman stepping up for the second one.
Oh, he misses the second, and Harrison's able to bring in the rebound after it hits the ground. Proctor dribbles up, sets up the offense. Fairfield runs a double team at him and tries to pressure him. And then Proctor spins out of the defense, swings it to Holman. Oh, and then the pass
Lazy pass
from Holman. Oh, and Holman just runs it down. and steals the ball right back. You know, and that's great hustle. After you make a mistake on offense, he didn't give up or hang his head. He went down and made up for it on defense, and that time Trey Jones drove into the middle of the lane, got a foul on the pass off.
And that's what we tell our kids coming up. You make a bad play, let it go and go hustle and get the ball back.
Yeah, hanging your head's not going to fix it. So Trey Holman was able to fix his mistake there and get the ball back for him. So be inbounded to Holman. He swings it to Proctor. And Fairfield's gone to kind of a trap defense.
Mejia gets a timeout right before a tie ball. We're going to take a timeout here with 3 minutes and 3 seconds left. We're going to leave Black Cat Gym and take a sponsor break. We'll be back with Black Cat Basketball in moments.
Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
Back at Black Cat Gym, Jaden Proctor's bringing the ball in, and Fairfield's going back to this defense where they're running out and they're double teaming the guards, and Busby gets it just as a two-drop in the middle.
And Jabrian Busby's hit that shot right there a few times. And when you're playing against the zone defense or that zone trap, that middle is going to be open. So you need someone that can make that shot. And that time, Jalen Busby came flying in to rebound it, but his momentum made him land on the out-of-bounds line.
So Mejia's going to fall. They're going to go man-to-man or –
oh, and it's a missed rebound, and
Dawson Scott comes down with the rebound.
And Proctor pushes the ball, and he pushes it right into the defense. Oh, and they're going to call travel on Proctor.
He slid his feet just a little.
He got bumped a little bit in there and started leaning and drug that foot. But right now we can see Mejia's going to push the tempo and push the pace. Fairfield's kind of trying to sit in the half court and make them play half court offense, but Mejia's dictating so far what's going on in this game. As Mejia looks like they may have dropped back into like a 1-3-1 zone right now, and that ball goes.
Yeah, everybody was waiting on the whistle.
Yeah, the ball hit the rim, bounced up off of the goal support, and no whistle blew, and Mejia rebounded the ball, and they're just – all the players are used to the whistle blowing, so they just kind of all looked at the referee. And once they looked at him, then the referee kind of figured something was wrong, so he blew his whistle. So here we'll have the ball coming into Mejia with 1:50 left in the half.
Well, we got Jaden Proctor bringing it up right now, and they're going into their zone.
Oh, and it's stolen away by Freeman, passes it up to Smith. Oh, and Proctor races down to the court to get his hands on it and get a piece of it and cause the miss. Jalen Busby with the spin and the shot, he misses. Evan Harrison he got the rebound and he was
But was that not his own man that hit him in the face?
I'm not sure. He and Dawson Scott were out there going for that ball, and
they're going to
somebody's hand caught Evan in the face, and it was a foul called.
Evan threw that hair back, and there was no Fairfield Eagle there, but one got called for it. So hey, we'll take it.
You know, and here comes the pass into Jalen Busby, and there's hands all over the court. Oh, and he throws it right back to Busby.
All he did was he knew he had turned it over, and he just got back and took his only angle away.
Pass into the middle to Proctor. Proctor puts it up. Oh, and he misses it. Busby's able to get the rebound as it rolls out.
Right now,
the ball's
Mejia's
just going to set it up.
Way.
Yeah, Mejia's going to set it up, running offense, and back to Busby as he's hip checked. It's going to be a foul against 11 Daniels.
That's got to be getting close to 1-1 for Mejia. So Mejia's going to be inbounding this ball as we're getting a substitution. Prince is coming in for
Harrison. Looks like he's going to go get that eye or face check. Coach looked at it as he came out. The ball's inbounded to Jalen Busby, and he just drives the baseline.
Jumper by Busby.
Puts it in, Jalen's having a good game so far.
You don't see too many games in high school, Wallace, where the defense is so good to keep teams under double digits, and that's what Mejia's defense has done tonight.
Right. And their defense has really turned into their offense and has allowed them to get out and get some easy buckets and just cause problems for Fairfield as Freeman puts up a three that misses. Banks gets the rebound, and he begins the break. He sees that there's no number, so he kind of slows it up. Swings it to the side to Jabron Busby, who misses the
and
three.
Prince goes and
Prince
gets the rebound and
puts
throws
it up
in.
and gets an and one.
That's all pure hustle right there.
Right. He made the pass to Busby for the three. When he saw the ball going up short, he dove straight to the rim for the rebound and grabbed it over everybody and then got bumped and threw the shot up and got it to go.
And he's not able to pull the rebound, but –
and then Dawson Scott's going to get caught with his hand in there and a foul on the rebound attempt.
That's all right. That's what we got you in there for, Dawson. Get them frustrated.
Yeah, and when those guys get in there, they're doing exactly what Coach has them in there for. He's going after every loose ball. He's trying to get rebounds, and if he gets the foul, then you live with it.
As the Fairfield side seems to be thinning out a little bit.
Looks like they might be either leaving or trying to get to the concession stand before the halftime rush. But we'll have Daniels at the line to shoot two. No, he'll be shooting 1 and 1. It's still only 9 team fouls. Shots up, and he misses the front end.
As we talked in the girls, missed free throws have killed both teams tonight.
Yeah, and Fairfield hasn't shot free throws very well here in this game. And Mejia's made a few more shots. And Prince.
That's going to be the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. The BlackCats have a 32-9 first half lead.
We're going to go to halftime, take a quick break.
We'll be back with BlackCat basketball at BlackCat Gym in moments.
You're listening to Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays. To Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Part, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.
Today's game brought to you by Eagle Auto Parts, located on Main Street. For more information, visit eagleauto.com. Today's game brought to you by...
As we're back here at Black Cat Gym for some Black Cat basketball, Mejia's leading starting the third quarter 32-9. It was pretty much a Black Cat domination in the first half, and they're going to come out and they're going to get the ball to start with, Wallace.
Yeah, you know, and here Mexia has a good lead. You want to come out and you want to keep it up, start the second half and go ahead and, put your foot on the Eagles here and kind of spread it out. That way you don't let them creep back into it and grab the momentum. And they start off with a turnover there as Miller wasn't able to handle that pass.
So Mejia's in a man-to-man as they pretty much suffocated the Eagles the whole first half. As the Eagles,
Abrams, as he throws it away.
The Eagles really didn't help themselves much that first half. They missed quite a few free throws. And I know of 3 give-me layups they missed, so they really hurt themselves, and Mexia took advantage of all the miscues.
Right, and we started off the second half with turnovers each way, and now Jalen Busby comes down and drains a three-pointer. He continues his hot shooting. As Fairfield comes back down the court, and they're going to get a foul there.
As if I was Fairfield, Mejia's bench is kind of light. So that's what I try to do nonstop is just go at them.
Yeah, but I don't know if Fairfield has much more depth than Mexia. Looking over at their bench, there's only about 4 kids over there for them as well. So it might be,
Who was that foul on?
That foul was called on JB Busby. So McWilliams knocks down both free throws.
That's something we hadn't seen much tonight is both free throws being knocked down. So Mexia Holman's going to shoot a 3 here.
And he
it's
banks
off
it
the
in.
bank. Ladies and gentlemen, the bank is open tonight.
So Holman gets 3 there on that.
And
Jaden Proctor takes it away, and he's in for the layup.
He just forgot to dribble that ball.
Yeah. And Mejia's extended their defense up to full court. Looks like they're running their little diamond press. And Fairfield's able to get the ball down the court. Freeman shoots a 3, and it's an air ball.
That's a bad shot for the Fairfield Eagles as he was rushed. It wasn't in.
And Proctor pulls it up as they're running their offense. Fairfield was able to get back, and Prince Banks dribbles down the baseline. And Proctor throws it and gets a hand on it.
And he's able to get steal it back.
And again, he makes a turnover, and he hustles back, and he's able to get the ball back for his team. And that ball is missed by Busby, but Miller gets the rebound. He misses, and then Holman goes up for the rebound, and it goes out off of Fairfield. So, Mexia may not have a whole lot of size out there, but they get up off the floor.
That's one thing.
Anybody.
They can jump with the best of them.
Paul inbounded to Banks as he dribbles out behind the three-point line to J.B. Busby. He misses that.
They're going to get J.B. for
as he was following his shot.
A coach would call that a dumb foul because he didn't have to do that. Plenty of people were back. It was just frustration for missing the shot.
I think that puts JB with about his 3rd foul, so he'll be subbed out. Then Jabron Busby comes in for him. Mexia extend the defense.
Tough.
A pass from Freeman that went off of Abrams
as
he wasn't ready.
An awesome look for Freeman. He just wasn't ready for that pass. As neither team really looks to be as crisp to start the second half as they were in the first half.
And it's another turnover by Mexia as Proctor tried to fit it in to Busby. A 3 attempt by McWilliams.
Banks.
Off the mark. Banks rebounds. Yeah, and I don't know if it's because Mexia had such a lead. They don't look as sharp, as on point as they were in that first half. And that's a great pass by Holman to Busby.
Good cut by Jabrian and an awesome bounce pass by Holman.
As Mexia stays in their man-to-man
defense.
That's
going to be a big push-off right there.
It's going to be an offensive foul on 23 from Fairfield, Tyler Smith.
Once that offensive man extends that arm straight out, 9 times out of 10, they're going to call that foul on on the offensive man.
And that time he got his forearm up about the chest and neck area of the defender and then extended. So he made it easy for the referee to see it. Miller drives the middle. Oh, he misses his shot. The ball's yeah.
Thrown out of the midsection of Prince Banks.
Yeah, and he's folded over. and Miller helps him up and got his hand around him as he walks him down the court. And that doesn't feel good to anybody, especially the person that took that ball out off the midsection on that kind of play as they were all hustling for that loose ball.
As Mejia's back to their full court pressure here.
Oh, yeah. And McWilliams for Fairfield, he picked that foot up and put it down one too many times, and they got him for a travel call as Mejia makes another substitution. Jaden Proctor goes to get a break. Trey Jones enters the game. Ball's inbounded. Holman at the top. He's directing traffic. Jones on the left wing. Holman over to Banks. Back to Holman. He swings to Banks, who lines up a three. Oh, and it bounces off and
we got
back up off the support.
We got the whistle that time.
You know, we've seen that a few times here now, those balls bouncing up and getting up in the brace.
That's a hard shot, I guess.
Yeah. Smith puts it up and misses it. Miller with the rebound as he pushes the court. Kicks it out to Trey Jones for three. Oh, it's long, and Holman gets the rebound. Puts it back in the middle to Jones, and he's able
makes
to
a layup. So Mejia extends its lead.
And they're going to stay in their press defenses. They're really putting pressure on the ball handlers from Fairfield now. Pass over to Abram.
Fairfield's really out of control right now.
Right. You know, and it's going to be a foul against Prince Banks. But it looks like Mejia's just extending that pressure to get the ball out of McWilliams' hand, who seems to be probably the best ball handler for Fairfield. And then once it's out of his hands, that pressure is kind of rattling some of the other Fairfield players that are trying to bring the ball up the court. McWilliams lines up for the first free throw, and it's pure, nothing but net as he puts that one in. He misses the second. Miller skies for the rebound.
I think he took that ball above the rim on that one. You think he wants to dunk?
I'm pretty sure I know he wants to get him one if he's able to. And Prince Banks dives and puts in two on the layup. Ball's in it, and Mejia stays up under pressure as they force Fairfield to pass it around. Abrams brings it up as he tries to go by Busby. He misses the layup, and Miller's just in there fighting for it. Busby with the pass up the court. Oh, and it's a little too high for Banks.
If he could have caught that, we might have seen our first flush of the night right there.
And Abram lines up, and he puts up a three-pointer for Fairfield. That's good.
So Mejia's leading 46-15 here.
And Banks goes right at the defense and puts it in over Freeman. You know, it looks like Fairfield's trying to match some of this defensive intensity here now with Mejia as they seem to pick up their
travel by Freeman.
And that's good defense by Trey Jones as Freeman was able to grab the ball after Banks and Miller dove for the loose ball, and it got past him. And Trey Jones just sprinted across and cut Freeman off and caused him to travel with that ball as he wasn't able to get it up. Looks like Evan Harrison has come into the game. He's going to give Prince Banks a breather.
We got 1 minute and 25 seconds left here in the third quarter with a huge Black Cat lead right now.
And Jalen Busby dribbles the ball out top. Whoa, he's just kind of snatched.
Come here, boy. You ain't going that way.
He went to drive left, and right as he cut to make his move to the goal, the defender grabbed his arms, and JB and the ball went completely opposite way from the direction he was trying to go. Miller puts the jump shot up and misses. Rebound to Fairfield.
You know, watching Miller shoot, I don't think he's realized as big as he's gotten. He shoots with such a soft touch, but he's just so big down there.
Well, that and he jumps so high that it, you know, and that's one of the things that when you're this young, if you don't know it or no one's telling you, you're in the weight room, you're lifting weights, getting bigger and stronger, you're growing, you're jumping higher, and if you're not putting up those shots, you know, to keep your jumper and your mechanics and muscle memory consistent, then it'll kind of throw your jump shot off a little bit.
It sure will. You got to shoot on a constant basis. I mean, that's the one thing a lot of kids see a big growth spurt and they lose their shot. It's because they're not shooting with their growth spurt.
And Busby takes it right to
Look
the
at
rim.
Harrison coming in, cleaning up the rack.
Harrison flies in and just gets the putback for two. And that's, you know, and we've talked about it earlier. You don't look for a lot of offense out of Harrison and Scott. So any offense you get is just extra on top of it. And
he got him for a carry in there. So with 7 seconds left in the third period, Mejia's going to get a second chance to increase this lead.
Yeah, 50-15 right now as we get to the end of the third period, you know, and Mejia's played a pretty solid game so far as they inbound to JB Busby, 4 on the clock. He gets
Jones
it to Trey
releases
Jones.
it
Oh.
and off the front iron, and that'll be the end of the third quarter with the Black Cats with a 50-15 lead. We're going to go to break, and we'll be back at Black Cat Gym with Black Cat basketball in a moment. As we're back to Black Cat Gym, Fairfield's going to start out with the ball here in the fourth quarter.
Nice cut by Freeman.
Good play there, and that's probably the best play that Fairfield's run all night long.
Right, they got some good solid back screens and Freeman peeling around to catch the pass and put it in on the block.
Oh, Holden was down low.
Banks just didn't see him as Busby misses the jump shot.
That's the one thing you don't want to do is have this huge lead and come out and get sloppy here in the fourth.
Right.
I mean, you're probably going to put the game away, but you don't want to give them any inkling that, hey, we can play with you the next time we play.
Miller contests that shot by Freeman. Mejia pulls it out as they didn't have numbers.
There's a good pass.
Good pass.
To Banks. And one.
And Proctor saw Banks just kind of slip down into that right block area, got the ball to him. And Prince was able to go up and put it in and draw the foul on Freeman.
And it's a three-point play for the BlackCats as Mexia stays in their full court pressure.
Now looks like they're dropping back to about three-quarters court. And Fairfield gets the ball in, and it's a trap over on the side.
Mexia got away with a little slap there.
Yeah, they did. It'll be all out of bounds off of Mexia. Fairfield will keep possession as they look to inbound. Oh, and Banks takes it away that time.
You know, that boy has been doing that ever since Little Dribblers. He is one of the best at it.
He swooped around, took it out of his hands, and flew in for the two-point layup there.
He's been stealing basketballs like that for years. Good pass for Fairfield, hit the top of the key. Open three.
That's Abrams. And he hits his second three. Pass up the court to Miller, who dives in for the layup.
You cannot relax on a made shot on the defensive end, because if you do, Mejia's going to be making a layup on the other end.
Right, because as soon as that ball went through, they got it in to Jaden Proctor, and he pushed it up the court and hit Miller streaking down the sideline.
And here we go again.
Yep, it was a made layup by Freeman. Proctor gets it up court to Holman, who swings it back to Miller.
Oh, good pass. Yeah. He just wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, he saw the defender jumped out at him. He dumped it off to Holman, who wasn't expecting it. And then Proctor drew the charge against Abram. So Mahel get the ball back here.
So Mejia's going to do a mass substitution here. They can only do four at a time. So
they can't go 5 for 5, so somebody has to stay on the court. And it'll be Jaden Proctor staying on.
And you know he didn't want to come off anyway.
No, he's kind of the floor general of the team, so he gets to stay out and run it with this group of guys. As Jones is hemmed up. Ball's taken away, and Fairfield's able to get a layup off the steal.
So Mejia's going to bring it up. There's 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in this one. It's all wrapped up pretty much. As long as Mexia just doesn't turn the ball over a lot, they're going to go into the win column here. As Fairfield's come to Mexia and taking one on the chin tonight.
Yeah, we've seen it go opposite direction from the girls' game and now into the boys' game. And so you get an inbounds. Proctor gets it. Oh, he tries to swing it back to Busby, and the ball is stolen. Oh, and then Proctor steals it right back. And he notices he doesn't have numbers, so he kind of checks it up, makes a move, drops it off to Harrison. Oh, who throws up a hook shot. It doesn't go, and then Trey Jones knocks it out of bounds.
The last couple of minutes has been kind of sloppy both ways. But you would expect that with a 33-point lead, and you know, you got guys in there that's not normally playing.
Right. You don't want it to ever be sloppy if you're a coach, but if it's sloppy and you want the other team to be sloppy as well, and you have a 30-point lead.
Yes. Fairfield's just passing the ball around. You'd think they had the way they're passing around out front, you'd think they had the 33-point lead right now.
Yeah, they don't look to seem to have much of a sense of urgency. They're down 33, and like you say, they're just passing it back and forth like nobody really wants to drive or take a shot. It'll be Busby. Gets it into Harrison, kicks it back to J.B. Busby.
You know he's not scared to shoot it.
And now it's passed up to Dawson Scott, who passes it out to Jones, who will spin around and gets it back out to J.B., who drives, and he takes the shot. He misses that one, and it's rebounded by Fairfield.
He hadn't missed many tonight.
No, he has been on locked and loaded tonight from outside, mid-range, and getting to the rim. As Fairfield goes and they're passing it around. Screen, Freeman dives. You know, and Mejia's gone to a 2-3 zone, and that's a 3 by Smith, as that's good. Mejia's dropped to a 2-3 zone that time, and Smith was able to hit a open three-pointer from the top of the key, probably about 5 feet out past the three-point line. Jabrian Busby drives to the goal and throws that little teardrop up again, and it goes down for him.
There's a teardrop.
Doesn't fall. Evan Harrison with the rebound.
And that's a good rebound by Harrison.
Now JB pushes it up the court. Nice dribble move, takes it to the rack, and he's fouled. He doesn't get the shot to go. Looks like that foul call will be against Zero. And so JB Busby will go to the line to shoot 2. Oh, and the first one rims out. As Mejia leads this game 59-27 over the Fairfield Eagles. 2:55 left in the fourth quarter. And JB puts in the second free throw.
Well, we got 2 minutes and 55 seconds left here. Mejia's up by 33. Mejia's just going to fall back into a 2-3 defense here, as Fairfield's slowly but surely getting out of here. Wallace, the Mejia JV, won tonight by 30-something as well. So they got a few kids coming up next couple of years for Mejia that's just looking amazing down there. So Mejia's going to be able to continue their run.
That time Trey Jones pushed it down the court but lost it out of bounds, so Fairfield will get the ball back.
Fairfield's emptying their bench here.
Good defense there by Harrison and Scott on Freeman down low as he misses the shot.
Number 30 for Fairfield. I know he's a freshman. He played against our freshman boys in the tournament. And I want to say number 20 might have been on that team too. But we lose Fairfield next year. We won't have them in our district.
We won't. They'll move down in classification. Mejia will stay up at 4A. Oh, and great. They're going to get JB Busby for a travel call as he was trying to dump the ball off to Scott. You know, at this time it looks like JB's trying to get some of those other guys involved in the game that you really don't get probably too many chances to score the ball.
Layup for Fairfield. So Mejia's going to be out of bounds off Dawson Scott on that one.
Yeah, and Mejia's trying to get the ball to Dawson, and he wasn't able to corral that one in. McWilliams will bring the ball up the court. Oh, and a steal. Oh, near steal by JB Busby. A deep pass to Brackens as he's able to put it in for 2. And now Mejia's they're content with holding the ball and stalling. Looks like Fairfield isn't going to pressure up on defense either, and they're just going to let the clock run out.
I think that's going to be a smart thing for them tonight, and get home and regroup and get ready to play on Friday, as Mejia will be off this Friday. So we won't be back till next Tuesday here at Black Cat Gym, and we'll be bringing you the girls and the boys once again, as Mejia's going to win this one tonight 60-31. The Black Cats win.
All right.
With 15 seconds left for Black Cat basketball from Black Cat Gym. We're going to go to a sponsor break, and we'll be back on Tuesday night to bring you more Black Cat ball.
And as the last seconds roll off, Mexia with the victory.
Mexia Sports Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by Greer Time Media, Posey Napa Auto Park, Greer and Greer Mobile Detail, Mookie's Mesquite Patch Barbecue, Woodman Life Insurance, and Joe Fridays.